What's up? I'm Saybruh Neely, and I would like to apply to be on season 45 of Survivor. I am born and raised in Ohio, kind of coincidentally the same town as Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong had a dream to go to the moon, and so our town motto was following big, big dreams. So I did, and I wound up in California, which is where I am now. I know, surprise, surprise, because it's raining. California, I've been here since high school, right after graduation, and I've kind of made my mark out here, finding and defining who I am as a person. All right, one of the jobs that I had for a long time was a cheesemonger. Yeah, it sounds kind of cheesy, and it was. It was the real deal. They're considered more of a specialty item where people don't necessarily have to buy it every day, but I would create relationships with people where they would want to come back because they appreciated my service, my genuineness, and also all my cheese puns. And let me tell you, there are quite a few. Let's be real. In my relationship of building trust with them is something that really stood out, and they're gonna come back to me in the future. And I mean, that's huge. And I did it for 9 years. So I think cheese finding me also created me. I've pushed myself both mentally and physically through a phenomenal feat in life and set out to thru hike the Pacific Crest Trail. And that is a backpacking trip which goes from where California meets Mexico and goes all the way up to the border of Washington and Canada. I started the trail alone, and over the course of time you find like little groups, I could use the word tribes. I was averaging about 20 to 25 miles a day. The mental hurdle that I had hit was when I was stuck in the Sierras, was running out of food very drastically, very quickly. I had underestimated the amount of mileage that I could cover in the timing that I was in that section before hitting the next trailhead. And when you're pushing your body so hard physically and you're not nourishing it enough, you definitely hit different mental constraints that you've never been faced with or challenged with. And on the other side, coming out of that is just even more kind of solidifying. And if you don't know who you are, you especially know who you are now. And I think me being on Survivor and pushing myself through all of those challenges, I know things are going to get tough. I know I'm going to be pushed to the brink. And I'm ready to face that head on, because I know on the other side there is this different level of clarity where you really can do it. And me pushing myself through different thresholds while doing the Pacific Crest Trail through hike, I feel like different challenges and things that will be pushed to me, I can reflect with stories that I've not only experienced but could potentially experience through this opportunity, and hopefully cultivate and create new inspiration in the spark in other people that are just sitting at home watching and engaging with the games and challenges. Another phenomenal thing about me being on Survivor with you all is I have a deep positive attitude, and it's not faked. I can just keep this energy level going throughout the toughest of times. Not only when I was on the Pacific Crest Trail, but I recently just finished a little gig with Enchant where I was an elf that ran around the park, entertaining kids, telling jokes, engaging adults. My favorite thing was to engage the adults and leave everybody with just like a smile on their face. We had some pretty harsh weather that hit Sacramento recently that would definitely damper some people's moods for spending that much money on tickets. Their side of all of it, even throughout the entire night, the same energy level, not for being paid for it, but genuinely because I knew that was going to be a lasting experience and an impression for a kid, family, for them to not even join back in, but spending part of their holiday, with me being able to provide some level of entertainment, some level of ease, some level of relaxation, or just a little like lighthearted joke. Because sometimes in passing, I might not ever see that person again in my life, but if I just made this little impact, this little exciting, maybe a little quirk that they'll remember or be like, what'd she just say? I think one of my favorite things was even engaging the adults. You would carry around these drinks that look like light bulbs, where they put alcoholic drinks in them. And I'd always be like, hey, you guys got your jingle juice? Oh my God, they thought that was the funniest thing, like my jingle juice. Oh yeah. And they get all excited, and then their body language changes. And I think that's just, one thing that's really one of my strong suits is engaging people regardless of what kind of wall anybody could be putting up or not putting up. I just feel like really reading people is one of my biggest strengths. Please think about me for some... Dude, California's nuts right now. Anyway, it doesn't matter the weather, rain or shine. My spirits and my smile do not die, ever. I think I would be a phenomenal contestant because people gravitate towards me and my energy. But as much as I work great with people, I work phenomenal on my own. And that's kind of where I stand alone, is my problem-solving skills, my attention to detail, and most importantly, my freaking attitude. So, thank you so much for listening to my audition tape. And last things that I'm gonna add here. You've never had somebody quite like me. I will definitely fight to the bitter end, socially, physically, and mentally, to be a lasting impact and be a part of the Survivor cast.